In a world where every life has a story, and every story carries a secret, there are moments that stay with us forever, moments of humanity, cruelty, miracles. Today, we return to one of the most emotional and unforgettable journeys ever captured on film, a story that begins on a quiet, faded corridor known as the Green Mile. Good afternoon, everyone. You are on the Flicksteria channel, and today we are here to learn more about this film and also briefly delve into it. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel. Well, if you are ready, then let's go. The Green Mile is an American drama fantasy film directed by Frank Darabont, based on the novel of the same name by Stephen King. The premiere took place on December 10, 1999, and immediately entered the hearts of viewers from all over the world. The Green Mile won several Oscars in the following categories: Best Picture, Adapted Screenplay, and Best Supporting Actor. The film also won the 2000 Critics' Choice Awards for Best Adapted Screenplay. Tom Hanks plays Paul Edgecomb, the senior security guard on the Green Mile. Hanks is one of Hollywood's most famous actors, easily gaining the viewer's trust and giving the character great sincerity and depth. Michael Clarke Duncan as John Coffey, a giant prisoner with an unusual gift for healing. His character is the heart of the film, immense physical strength, tenderness and tragedy all rolled into one. David Morse is Brutal, one of the guards in Paul's unit. His character is a contrast between the rigors of the profession and humanity, often acting as a voice of conscience. Barry Pepper as Dean Stanton, another security guard. His character adds dynamics and nuance to the group of security guards, showing that there are different people among them, with their own principles and pains. Doug Hutchison as Percy Wetmore, a nonprofit guard who is sinister, often cruel, and abuses his power. His aggression and spite towards the prisoners create strong antagonism and internal tension among the characters. The film begins with the memories of elderly Paul Edgecomb, who lives in a nursing home. One day he tells a woman he knows a story that still haunts him. The story of how many years ago he worked as a guard on death row at Cold Mount Prison, a place that the prisoners called the Green Mile, across the green floor of the corridor leading to the electric chair. This corridor became a road from which no one returned, and every step there was permeated with tension, fear, and inevitability. At that time, Paul led the guard shift. Among them were the good-natured but stern Brutus Howell, the calm and sensitive Dean, and several other experienced men who tried to maintain humanity in a place where death was staring them straight in the face. Unfortunately, among them was one who had neither mercy nor compassion, Percy Wetmore. He was a relative of influential people and therefore allowed himself to behave as he pleased, to mock prisoners, humiliate them, laugh at other people's pain. But the real changes began when a new prisoner arrived within a mile: John Coffey. He was huge, with incredibly large hands, and looked dangerous. He had been convicted of the brutal murder of two little girls, but this impression is destroyed in the first minute. Coffey speaks in a quiet, frightened voice, like a child. During the escort, he asks, "Boss, I'm afraid of the dark," and all the guards understand that they are not facing a monster at all. Despite the rigors of the work, there were sometimes moments on the Green Mile that seemed to pluck rays of light from the darkness. One day, a little mouse ran into the block. She ran so fast between the cells that the guards couldn't catch her. A real chase began. Brutus rushed from one side, Dean from the other. Paul tried to corner the mouse, but it kept slipping out from under their feet, as if mocking them. The men laughed, cursed, and now grabbed their heads, now clapped their hands. Even the convicts watched with interest. The mouse finally stopped in the cell of Edouard Delacroix, a prisoner with a kind heart and a huge sense of guilt. He gently picked it up, stroked it, and named it Mr. Jingles. The mouse became his friend, hope, and comfort in the last days of his life. Over time, the guards became attached to the mouse, except for Percy, who only dreamed of killing it. At that time, Paul was suffering from a terrible bladder infection. He could barely walk, constantly writhing in pain. One day, Coffey asks to come closer. Paul hesitates, but comes closer. John takes his hand, And at that moment something incomprehensible happens. Coffee seems to be pulling the disease out of him. Paul feels completely healthy. A black cloud emerges from Coffee's mouth, as if he's drawn out all the pain and taken it in. After that, Paul begins to realize that this man is no ordinary prisoner. At the same time, another convict is brought to the Green Mile, William Horton, whom everyone calls Wild Bill. He is a young psychopath, dangerous and uncontrollable. During the first meeting, he attacks the guards, laughs, spits, does everything to cause chaos. His aggression seems uncontrollable. Against this background, John Coffey looks even more like a man who got here by mistake. Meanwhile, the bond between Delacroix and Mr. Jingles grows stronger. Edward teaches the mouse various tricks. It fetches a spool of thread, runs around a small stage, and everyone in the block is constantly amazed at how smart and clever this little creature behaves. But Percy is annoyed by this. He dreams of humiliating both Del and the mouse. The climax of Percy's cruelty comes when it is time to execute Delacroix. The procedure requires that a special sponge be moistened with water so that the electric current passes through the body more quickly and causes the prisoner less pain. But Percy deliberately leaves the sponge dry. At the moment of execution, Della begins to burn alive. He writhes, screams, smoke pours from his head, and the guards are shocked. They can't do anything. For Paul, this becomes the point of no return. He realizes that the unit is not just working with a cruel person, but a real sadist. In parallel, another important story is happening. The head of the prison, Hal Moores, lives in despair. His wife Melinda is dying of a brain tumor. Doctors are powerless. She suffers from pain and hallucinations. Paul decides on a rather crazy proposal, to take Coffee out of prison and let him try to cure the woman. After much hesitation, the team decides to take a chance. Under cover of night, they take Coffee out of his cell, tie him up in a car, and drive him to the boss's house. There they find Melinda in a very serious condition. She is crying, going crazy, screaming, barely recognizing her husband. But when Coffee touches her, everything changes. The room is filled with a strange light. The woman calms down, her expression becomes softer. The tumor disappears. But Coffee, he can barely stand on his feet. The treatment has taken all his strength. After that, Paul is finally sure Coffee cannot be the killer, and he is right. When the team returns to the prison, Coffee suddenly grabs Percy by the head and hands him the same black cloud. Percy falls into a trance, takes a revolver, goes to Wild Bill's cell and shoots him. At this point, Paul realizes the truth. The real killer of the girls was Wild Bill, and Coffee tried to save them. He found them when it was too late, but because he was holding them in his hands, he was considered guilty. Coffee could ask for mercy, but he doesn't want to. He tells Paul that he's tired of this world, of the cruelty of people, of the constant pain he feels because of his gift. I'm tired of people torturing each other. I'm tired, boss. These words sound like a sentence to humanity. The day of the execution arrives. The team of guards is in despair. They know that they are executing an innocent man, but the system still does its job. Before sitting in the chair, John asks not to put a bag on him. He says that he is afraid of the dark. Paul painfully fulfills this request. Coffee accepts his death quietly, calmly, like a person who has long since come to terms with it. When the current passes through his body, the entire hall freezes. It seems as if even the air has stopped moving. After the execution, Paul lives a long life, much longer than ordinary people live. It seems that part of Coffee's gift has passed on to him. And here we see Mr. Jingles, the same mouse, who also lives an amazingly long time. Paul says that this is his sentence, to live and remember the suffering of good people whom the world could not protect. In the finale, old Paul walks down the alley against the backdrop of dawn, as if once again overcoming the Green Mile, the last in his life. Thank you for watching this review. If you want to continue this journey through cinema with me, subscribe and leave a comment with the next film you'd like to explore. Your support keeps this channel rolling. Until we meet again, keep watching great movies.